Um, excuse me? Wakey, wakey. Are you alive? Hello there. My name is Octavian, and I'm the librarian here. You fell asleep, and it's our closing time now. Oh no, no need to apologize. Good stories put me to sleep as well. I do see you are reading Tales of Arkaluk. It's a very interesting fiction novel. It is a collection of short stories. Were there any in particular that you liked? Ah, yes. The tale about its founding by the Demon Prince and its hero is my favorite too. I'd love it if there were an extended version of the story written down somewhere. I'd love to know more about their kingdoms, what they were like before unification, what they were like when the prince and the hero got married and the two kingdoms were united. It'd be a nice place to visit too, I think. Actually, I think it's just that I'd take queer representation any day, even if it's in stories that allegedly happened over 8,000 years ago. Oh, didn't it say when the event occurred in the novel? Maybe I read it elsewhere. Whoops. Oh, me? No. I always sound like I'm sleepy. I mean, I am sleepy. I'll take a good nap over anything, except maybe reading and organizing books. The only reason I haven't gotten fired yet, well, is even though I could fall asleep at an instant, I'm very good at being a librarian, and I'm happy to help anyone out if they need it. Oh no, you're not obliged to leave if you don't want to. I'm just required to tell everyone remaining that the library's closed, so no more borrowing, and if you leave, you can't come back unless you forgot something. I still have to stay back a few hours anyway. Oh? Oh, not really for work. I just peruse the shelves looking for something to read, or have a look at the archives or something else to examine before I head home. Oh, I mean, I do have one or two other things to do usually, but those don't take very long. Like I said, good librarian. And it's part of my job to know lots about different books, so I'm still doing my job. Being a librarian is pretty good if you like being on your own. Though, I do have to be careful these days. Once I got so engrossed looking at the archives, I fell asleep at the desk there. Whoops. What else do I do? I'm glad you asked. There's a lot involved and a fair bit to organize, even when the library isn't busy. I don't just sit at a desk and look pretty, you know. Here, I manage the databases for the books, archived books and anything else, encyclopedias, and digital media. I do most of the organizational stuff. Like, do you know what the Dewey Decimal System is? It's essentially a grouping system for all knowledge, and it does that into 10 main groups, which generally are general works, philosophy and psychology, religion, social sciences, language, natural sciences and mathematics, technology, the arts, literature and rhetoric, and history, biography, and geography. There are further subdivisions, but that's essentially how we organize all the different books into sections so that they're not difficult to locate. I make sure all the books are given the correct labels, and my assistants do the actual labeling and putting books onto the shelves. Yes, assistants. I am just a student here at the university, but I do plenty of important work, so I have plenty of assistants to help me out. I also do research part-time, usually collating and analysing data at the Biomed Research Lab here at the uni. I'll help out wherever I'm asked to be, so my name is on a lot of research papers. Yes, research is quite interesting. Usually not so much for the outdoorsy types, but if you still like working with a research team and talking to all sorts of people, it's a very good and rewarding field. But that also means you need to have enough in your social interaction tank if you're an introvert like me. And because I'm so involved with research, I actually help plenty of students get started or give counsel about their research. Even if what they're studying or researching is outside my field, I know where and how to look for information online or in university's collection. So for example, if a student is writing for a research paper or an assignment for their class, I can give them general tips on how to get started, let them know potentially what direction they could take their research in. It's pretty good. Are you interested in research? Yes, it is a rather rewarding field to be in, but it's not for everyone. Admittedly, students that come to the library and aren't studying are either here for research or, very rarely, looking for books. Were you studying before, or did you actually come here to read? Goodness, reading? In the 21st century? Wow. I'm only kidding. It really is nice to see people take up reading as a hobby, past, compulsory reading in high school and textbook reading for university. Was there a particular reason you came in to find books today? You've been listening to audiobooks and you wanted to get some physical books instead. That's nice. Audiobooks are really handy. I love listening to books on my way to work or on my way to university when I'm driving. It gives me something to make the journey more interesting. Oh, and don't worry, even though I sound sleepy, I'm definitely paying enough attention on the road. You've gotten shit for listening to audiobooks? Ugh, I can't stand people who try to be elitist about books. If it's telling a story or it's got knowledge in it, it's probably a book. The medium itself doesn't really matter. The most important thing is that there's something for you to take away, whether it's information, a fantastical tale, or a fable with a lesson to be learnt. They're all books. Like, ebooks mean that you've got an easy way to transport them, and you can zoom in to resize the text or anything like that if you're hard of seeing. And audiobooks are, like I said, super handy for people who are busy and on the move. People who say books aren't real books unless they've got a cover and pages have their heads too far up their arses to really care about the most important thing about them. Spreading knowledge and stories. It's about empowering people to be the best that they can be, to help them achieve greater feats. We're here to learn and grow. That's the entire point of a library, and the entire point of writing books and spreading knowledge. If ebooks, audiobooks, whatever else enable people to do that, then damn right, ebooks and audiobooks are real fucking books. Oh goodness, I do apologize for going on a rant. It just annoys me when people say crap like that. Ebooks and audiobooks are wonderful inventions, and saying otherwise is counterproductive. I hope you're not here because you feel forced to sit down and pick up a book. I should also apologize for just blabbering on for the past 10 minutes. Is there something that I could potentially help you with? You'd like something else from that author? Okay, I can definitely show you where that author's books are, but something that people have been doing recently is they've taken inspiration from that universe with Arcaluke in it and writing their own stories that could technically be canon. They're like, in line with the original works. I could potentially show you where those are as well. Is that good? Okay, awesome. Well, I can take you there now if you like. Oh, borrowing? Yes, it is closed. Oh, no, goodness, don't worry about that. I'll check the books out for you so you don't have to worry about a single thing. Consider it a little thank you for not only taking an interest in reading and in this series, but for listening to me for the past 10, 11 minutes. So, will you come along with me then?